The oral approach and situational language teaching represents a significant shift in the teaching of languages, emphasizing communication skills and real-life context over rote memorization of grammar rules. Developed in the mid-20th century, this methodology was a response to earlier language teaching methods that focuses primarily on written language and grammar. It advocates for the importance of spoken language in early stages of language acquisition, with a strong focus on everyday situation where learners can use the target language in meaningful, contextualized ways. Situational language teaching is originally called the oral approach. It occurs by following a series of success and failure paths through a realistic situation based on achieving the main learning objective. It means that situational language teaching, or SLT, was initially known as the oral approach because it primarily focused on developing speaking skills. SLT involves teaching language through real-life situations where learners practice the language by interacting in context-based scenarios. The success and failure paths refer to how learners progress through these situations, making mistakes and learning from them, ultimately leading to the achievement of the main learning objective, which is effective communication in the target language. The evolution and growth of the oral approach and situational language teaching is stretched across 1920s and 1960s. It emerged as improvement over absolute direct method, which was monolingual inductive demonstrative and pronunciation-focused method. In 1920s and 1930s, the focus area of English language investigation was vocabulary for reading proficiency and developing teaching materials. The knowledge of words and their meanings that learners need to understand text effectively, and developing teaching materials to support vocabulary acquisition involves creating resources like word lists, context-based exercises, flashcards, and reading passages that introduce and reinforce key terms. The founders of the oral approach and situational language teaching were Harold Palmer, Hornby, and Michael West. During his stay in Japan, Harold Palmer tried to teach grammar through oral approach. It means focusing on teaching grammatical structures through speaking and listening activities rather than through written exercises. In these methods, grammar is introduced naturally within real-life situations and conversations. Learners practice the correct use of grammar by engaging in dialogues, role plays, and other interactive speaking tasks. While trying to base a more scientific and specific method, Harold Palmer constructed that a universal logic was applied in all languages of the world, and it was the teacher's responsibility to understand and apply those in the class. Michael West, while examining the role of English in India in 1920s, concluded that vocabulary was an important component for reading proficiency in a foreign language learning. These findings led the scholars to propose the first ever principle of syllabus design and language teaching. Palmer and Hornby changed grammar into structure of sentence pattern, which aimed to help learners internalizing the grammatical rules. They also prepare a list of 2,000 words which aim to help learners in the four skills of language learning. Thus, the oral approach and situational language teaching method tape to design English, foreign language, and ESL textbooks and syllabuses. Its presence is found still today, and this is why it is referred as highly used but rarely acknowledged method. The oral approach and situational language teaching method was influenced by the direct method and preceded by communicative language teaching method. The oral approach and situational language teaching method was an application of structuralism by combining and controlling lexical and grammatical content in a form of a structure and applying the same oral and situation in the language learning class. The approach involved teaching language through realistic situations where learners practiced speaking in context-based scenarios. This method helps students internalize grammatical forms and vocabulary by using them in meaningful, controlled oral interactions, making language learning more practical and context-driven. The behaviorist view of language learning constitutes the cornerstone of situational language teaching. The approach gives privacy to the processes over the conditions of learning. It means that the behavioristic view of language learning, which forms the foundation of situational language teaching, suggests that language acquisition is a process of habit formation. In this view, learners acquire language through repetition, imitation, and reinforcement, much like how behaviors are learned. Situational language teaching prioritizes the processes of language use, such as practicing speaking in real-life situations, over the specific condition of learning, such as the individual learner's background or environment. The focus is on developing automatic, correct language use through controlled and repetitive practices. The principles of oral and situational language teaching are: first, language learning is just a habit formation. It comes from behavioristic theory, which suggests that language acquisition occurs through repetition and reinforcement. Second principle is the mistake should always be avoided because they created a bad habit among learners. So it is a stem from the behavioristic view of language learning. So in this perspective, errors are seen as reinforcing incorrect language use, potentially leading to the development of a bad habits. To prevent this, learners are encouraged to practice accurate language forms consistently, ensuring correct usage becomes automatic and preventing the internalization of mistakes. The third principle is the language skill can be learned more effectively if they are presented orally first and then in written form. So it suggests that speaking and listening skills should be developed before reading and writing. This approach helps learners internalize language structures and vocabulary through natural, real-life conversations. So once they are familiar with the spoken form, it becomes easier to understand and produce the written form. So reinforcing the connection between oral and written language skills. Next principle is similarity is better foundation for language learning than analysis. It means that language learners benefit more from exposure to and practice with real-life examples and patterns of language use rather than focusing solely on grammatical rules and analysis. And the last principle is the meaning of the words can be learned only in linguistic and cultural context. Understanding a word fully requires knowing how it is used in a specific situation and cultural background that shapes its meaning. Words can have different meanings depending on the context in which they are spoken, and culture plays a key role in shaping these meanings, making it essential to learn both to grasp the true sense of a word. Oral approach and situational language teaching focus on vocabulary and grammar control. Vocabulary control was seen as an essential component for reading proficiency. The second emphasis was on reading skills. Vocabulary control refers to the idea of carefully selecting and limiting the vocabulary taught to learners, focusing on words that are most essential for reading proficiency. By mastering these keywords, learners can improve their reading comprehension. The second emphasis on reading skills highlights the importance of developing the ability to understand and interpret texts, where strong vocabulary is crucial for effective reading. Grammar control refers to focusing on the key grammatical structures in a language course. By analyzing and classifying English grammar into sentence patterns or situational tables, learners can better understand and internalize language rules. This approach helps students grasp sentence structures more effectively, making it easier to use them correctly in communication. Grammar control refers to focusing on the key grammatical structures in a language course. By analyzing and classifying English grammar into sentence patterns or situational tables, learners can better understand and internalize language rules. This approach helps students grasp sentence structures more effectively, making it easier to use them correctly in communication. The objectives under the oral approach and situational language teaching method are to command over 4 skills of language, to achieve skills through structures, to emphasize on accuracy in grammar and pronunciation, and finally, to introduce speech at the first place, followed by reading and writing. So let's move on to the syllabus. Situational language teaching uses a structural syllabus in a word list, which is a list of the basic structures and sentence patterns of English arranged according to their order. So here we have an example of a word list in a 3-class lesson plan. For the first lesson, the sentence patterns are this is and that is, and the vocabulary to be used are book, pencil, ruler, and desk. For the second lesson, the patterns are these are and those are, and the vocabulary are chair, picture, door, and window. And finally, for the third lesson, the patterns are is this? Yes, it is. Is that? Yes, it is. And the vocabulary are watch, box, pen, and blackboard. In 1957, the oral approach and situational language teaching method uses a situational approach to present new sentence pattern and reel-based manner of practicing them according to Fig. This approach uses concrete objects, pictures, and reality. Let's proceed to the learner's role. Initially, the learner has to listen and repeat what the teacher is saying. The learner has to respond to the questions asked by the teacher. The learner is expected to answer the questions posed by the teacher, actively engaging in the learning process. the learner has to situate the structure and meaning. The learner must understand both structure, grammar, and sentence formation, and the meaning of the language being taught, recognizing how words and phrases fit together to convey clear messages. And lastly, the class is teacher controlled. Hence, the pupil has to do chorus repetitions, dictations, drills, oral-based reading and writing exercises, pair practices, and group works. Let's proceed to the teacher's role. The teacher strictly checks the pronunciation, grammar, and structured errors during drilling. The teacher closely monitors and corrects errors in pronunciation, grammar, and sentence structure to ensure that learners practice accurate language use and internalize the correct forms. The instructor is highly demonstrative through different teaching aids like wall charts, flashcards, posters, pictures, stick figures, and so on to visually demonstrate language concepts. Next, the teacher is supposed to have mastery over the prescribed textbook. The teacher is expected to thoroughly understand and be familiar with the prescribed textbook in order to effectively teach the material, guide students, and ensure accurate delivery of the content. The teacher serves as a model in a classroom. Teacher acts as a model in the classroom by demonstrating correct language use, behavior, and learning strategies. And lastly, the teacher set a pace of the lesson, skillfully manipulate the situation to elicit correct sentences from the learner. The advantages of oral approach and situational language teaching are: first, suitable for introduction to the language. The method or material is designed to help beginners start learning a language, focusing on basic concepts and foundational skills for easy understanding and practice. Second, oral production without risk. It means that creating a learning environment where students feel safe to practice speaking without fear of making mistakes, encouraging them to build confidence in using the language. Third, an accessible method for teachers if they have good curriculum. This approach is easy to implement and effective, especially when supported by a well-organized and clear curriculum. Next is a method that does not require many resources. It is a method that can be effectively implemented with minimal resources, relying on basic tools like verbal communication and simple teaching aids. And lastly, its strong emphasis on oral practice, grammar, and sentence patterns conform to the intuitions of many practically oriented classroom teachers. Its strong focus on oral practice, grammar, and sentence patterns aligns with the preferences of many teachers who prioritize practical, real-world language use in the classroom. The disadvantages of oral approach and situational language teaching. First, a boring teacher who is not sure about his teaching. A boring teacher who is unsure about what they're teaching may lack confidence and enthusiasm, which can lead to a disengaged classroom and hinder student learning and interest. Second, the learner has no control over the content of learning. He is required simply to listen and repeat what the teacher says and to respond to questions and comments. And lastly, this method do not account for the fundamental characteristic of language, namely the creativity and uniqueness of individual sentences. It is because this approach focuses on fixed structures and patterns. The oral approach and situational language teaching focus on teaching language through speaking and real-life context, emphasizing oral practice, grammar, and sentence patterns. It aims to develop learners' ability to communicate effectively in everyday situations. The method prioritizes repetitions, accuracy, and context-based learning, with a strong reliance on teacher-led demonstrations and controlled practice. While effective for building basic communication skills, it may overlook the creative and unique aspect of language use.